Okay, so UDL is all about inclusivity. It's about acknowledging that no two people are the same, everyone is unique, and just like that, everyone's approach to learning is also unique. And UDL, it encourages you to sort of acknowledge those differences and incorporate that into the design of your learning. I'm an instructional designer, so for the microcreds project, so a lot of it is online learning, and I work with lecturers across the university who are developing these new micro-credentials that have been launched over the last couple of years. So I've actually incorporated UDL into the learn design framework that we've developed for the micro-credentials project, with a specific focus on mixed methods or mixed media in terms of achieving learning objectives, and also in offering choice in assessment. So those are the two main things that I've incorporated from UDL into our learning design. Yeah, the different options varies depending on the lecturer, depending on the learning objectives, but often what we strive for is to sort of match it up with the needs of the actual target market, which in our case professional learners. So depending on the industry you're coming from, they might have a preference to do might be better at doing presentations. So we give them the option to do a narrated PowerPoint instead of a report. But the option is still there to do a written report if that's something they're more comfortable with as well. Well, it's been good feedback in terms of students and in relation to the learn design framework that we have in place, that it's more in tune with their needs and with their particular requirements, like they're balancing home life, professional life. Again, a lot of them return to education for the first time. Sometimes might be their first time in higher education. In terms of someone who's returned to education, maybe after a long absence, or it's their first time engaging in further education, since they're leaving cert or whatever professional development course they've done before, is that UDL it really gets in tune with their needs. It ensures that their particular requirements or their own unique approaches to learning, that they are being addressed, and to ensure that they do get the optimum learning experience and achieve the learning objectives that are there set out for everyone. Basically having the options in terms of like how they get assessed. Like you have the options there because people might have particular strengths in certain areas, but also in terms of how the content is delivered. Because what you often see happening is that lecturers get very comfortable with their own sort of preferences to how they actually deliver, whether it be just like doing a pre-recorded video or doing a lecture or doing very text heavy or whatever it is. But what you have to acknowledge there is that not everyone absorbs information the same way, and it'd be very unlikely that someone absorbs the entire class would absorb it the same way that a lecturer has put forward. So by doing mixed methods, it actually makes it more interesting and engaging for the learners, and you also ensure that you're not focusing too much on one particular learning approach. Like there's so many different learning approaches out there that we're aware of. No two learners are the same in how they actually achieve learning objectives and how they prefer to engage with course materials. So by ensuring that you actually strive to have mixed methods, whether it be a mix of videos, activities, discussion forums, whatever it is, you're ensuring that you're not focusing too much on one particular learning method, and you're not isolating any particular group of your learners. In terms of the learning experience, and I'm not going to say especially for my particular learner target market, which is professional learners doing it on a part-time basis and juggling different responsibilities. But I think that giving someone the option, it reduces the pressure on the learners as well. And again, it's all about making sure or ensuring that like they have an enjoyable learning experience, not just achieving the learning objectives, but they actually do enjoy obtaining or achieving those objectives. They actually enjoy the journey. So I think that's very important as well. And the assessment, obviously, that's what, like in terms of completing a course or a micro credential, it's the assessment that's going to determine what the outcome of that is. So there's a lot of pressure there straight away, but by giving someone the option of assessment, like it takes the same amount of time for a lecturer to grade a presentation as it would a written report. Okay, so why not just give the students the option of what they'd actually prefer to do? By giving them the option, you're taking a lot of pressure off them, and again, you're not just addressing the needs of any particular group. You're spreading the burden, basically.